Introduction to the Evidence of Light. By Nathaniel Crossfield. In a city where truth often whispers, three investigators listen. Justice is pursued, mercy is honored, and light is allowed to speak. On the west side of Chicago, truth learned early to keep quiet. Brick buildings carried memories, alleyways remembered names, and streetlights flickered like tired witnesses who had seen too much and spoken too little. It was here that three children grew up learning the difference between survival and righteousness, long before they ever learned the law. Elias Ward learned it watching his father come home from work with weary eyes and clean hands, teaching him that justice mattered even when no one was watching. Miriam Cross learned it from her mother, who prayed over everything from scraped knees to broken neighbors, reminding her that mercy was not weakness, it was strength under control. Nathan Cole learned it the hard way, through mistakes that left scars, discovering that truth pursued him even when he tried to outrun it. They shared sidewalks, classrooms, and seasons of loss. They watched friends disappear into prisons, funerals, and quiet regrets. They also watched God preserve what the streets tried to claim. Each went their own way for a time, but the word remained, like a seed buried deep, waiting for the right season to rise. Years later, Chicago had not changed much. The West Side still carried its weight, still cried out for justice, still hid wounds beneath routine. Elias wore a badge, Miriam carried evidence with care, and Nathan carried stories people were afraid to tell. Separately, they worked cases. Together, they recognized a pattern. Truth was present, but no one was listening long enough to hear it. The agency began without ceremony. No ribbon cutting, no grand announcement. Just three grown children returning home with clear eyes and steady hearts. They opened their office above a forgotten storefront and wrote three names on the door: Ward, Cross and Cole Investigations, a reminder that accountability begins with identity. They did not claim to save anyone. They only committed to uncover what was hidden and to handle it with reverence. They believed what Scripture declared in John chapter 3 verse 21, "Whoever does what is true comes to the light, so that it may be clearly seen that his works have been carried out in God." Each case they accepted became more than a puzzle, it became a mirror. Lies were exposed, motives examined, and hearts confronted. They saw that evidence does more than convict, it testifies. It tells a story about what people love, what they fear, and what they worship. Nathan, reflecting on their shared calling, began recording the stories, not to glorify crime, but to bear witness to redemption. Under the pen name Nathaniel Crossfield, he wrote not as a judge, but as a servant of truth, believing that light revealed carefully could heal what darkness had tried to keep. The city watched as justice moved quietly through familiar streets. No sirens, no headlines, just steady footsteps and open eyes. On the west side of Chicago, where shadows were long and trust was thin, three investigators worked with a higher standard. Because truth, when handled in the light of Christ, always leaves evidence.